right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a first look at the Central Arizona Speedway. Brand new track for me tonight. Super excited to get out here, and I wanted to walk the track here early on in the video just to show you guys like the interesting track shape we have here. I would kill to get a drone in the air to show you guys this. This is turns 3 and 4, got the back stretch 1 and 2, and then here's the front stretch, which almost has like a D shape to it. Seriously, it almost looks like there's like another turn off of turn 4, or you could look at it like you're constantly turning all the way down into 1. It's different, but I kind of like it. Like, I think it's an oddball, and they kind of have something unique here, so we'll see how it races in just a little bit. You know, down here in the south, we're in the desert, so this material doesn't hold a lot of grip. It's very sandy, and it kind of comes apart. So we'll see what the racetrack looks like, but I know we're gonna have a great crowd. We got, you know, over 30 410 sprint cars, and we're gonna be getting after it tonight in the Tarlton Motorsports 21, which we've had a great start to the season. Really just want to continue with our speed and work on consistency, and, you know, fire it off early in the night, you know, to put ourselves in position to, you know, be set up come a main event time. But anyway, we're gonna get suited up here in just a little bit, and we'll be out on track at full speed. Really good start to our night here at the Central Arizona Speedway. We got 34 410s, and we timed in third quick in Group A. It was Reitzel, Courtney, and then us, and I felt like both laps were good. I kind of ran 2 different lines. First time by was just, I guess, what you consider a safe lap, just kind of right in the color change, and then the second time by was slower, but I was trying to make corrections, and I think if I could have corrected everything perfectly, I actually would have had a much better second lap and maybe would have had a shot at quick time. Track's just really fast right now. Like I said, right through the middle. It was actually really, really wet in mud pack, and then hot laps, like super slimy, took forever to burn in, which I think with this material maybe is not a bad thing. Like I said, I think it needs a lot of moisture early on, otherwise, you know, it's just going to blow off and then turn into rubber. But I don't know, we'll still have to see. I feel like the track surface is shaping up. It might just take a minute because it is fast right now, but it's going to widen a little, and we're in prime position with being third quick. Now we just are on the pull of our heat race, and if we win that, we'll transfer directly into the dash. So obviously it's all about getting a good start, and we're up here early, so we'll kind of debrief qualifying. Like I said, though, felt really good. This place is it's fast, it's up on the wheel, and we'll see how it kind of changes here as the night moves through, you know, moves on. Well, we did our job there in that heat race, started on the pole, it started with a good start. It was kind of difficult to take off on the bottom. So as the pole sitter with high limit in a heat race, or I think even the feature, you have lane choice, and it's hard to start on the bottom when the top is so good right now and it's just so fast through the middle. There's quite a bit of grip, but I didn't, you know, it's hard to give up your inside to the car next to you, right? So you feel like you're at a disadvantage if you let someone just be, you know, if they fire off even half as good as you, they have a shot to slide you into turn 1. So I just chose chose the bottom and fired off good enough just to kind of get through the middle of the first lap and then lead all 8 laps kind of running around the high side. But the track is changing drastically. I mean, I think it's going to be super slick. It's going to be ice. I don't see how it's not going to be. I'm sure they're going to have to work it at some point, but there's still grip out there. But even in those 8 laps, like I was running really hard, really hard, and then I started to slow down as I was just kind of trying to move off of it. Like, was that good? Wasn't really. Just seems like the farther you followed around, the better it got. At some point though, that's going to fall off and then you're going to be everywhere. But excited to see what the surface is like, and just glad that we got a shot to spin the wheel again and get something better than we've got the last couple nights.
That's pretty cool. We like that answer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Tanner Holmes some luck here. Make some noise for him. Tanner Holmes, the first driver to spin here. Whatever number that wheel stops on is going to be there.
Anything can be better than how we've done.
Against the seating. Hashtag March Madness here as Tanner Holmes teaming up with Tarlton here at the start of 2025. That number 9 would have been good. It'd be the number 26 instead. So if any.
Well, I guess I'm just no good at spinning the wheel. Unfortunately, I think the driver has to be the one up there doing it. So just keep messing with my technique, and one of these times we'll get a better number. My best one yet, 26 out of I think 36 total. So we'll see where things shake out. Here's kind of a look at the racetrack. They're kind of doing really all they can do, which is keep packing the top, trying to get it to where it keeps moving closer to the fence. The bottom, I mean, you can tell it's got grip. Of course, they just tilled it a little bit. Maybe they threw some water, or maybe it just was that wet, but the bottom has grip. There's just not a lot of banking down here. So it's difficult to make speed like the outside. I mean, the top is ripping. Even in the last heat race, it was not far off of qualifying. So I think passing, traffic, all that tonight could get really atrocious. Realistically, you just got to be up on the wheel, and you never know. Maybe things will continue to change, and if enough guys can maybe make this lane work and get the top to slow down, I think the racetrack has a real good shot, and at that point it'll put on a good show. It's just the top, you can keep your foot in it all the way around, not only in the corners, but even the straightaways got good grip, so you never even spin, your car never really stands up, giving another lane an opportunity to catch up to it. But we'll see what we can do here in this dash. Glad, we're right where we're supposed to be. Maybe, like I said, just keep working on spinning the wheel, but so far Central Arizona Speedway's been fun. We just want to finish off the night and keep working in the direction that we're heading. Well, back here in the lounge, just to have a quiet spot for a moment. Ran through the dash. I think it was probably 8 laps, 8 cars. Ended up starting 5th, so my 26, I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't the last row, so that was nice. Started 3rd row inside, got an okay start into turn 1, kind of ran the bottom, which the bottom in race conditions, even after they worked it, still not fast. It's not there yet, but it's okay that first lap while cars don't have momentum. So I was able to kind of maintain, and then almost had an opportunity to jump to 4th. That was kind of my goal, see if I could get 1 row past 1 car, and just kind of got, maybe needed to act faster or position myself better, because my opening kind of closed with another car. Rico snuck by me, so I went back to 6th technically, but then passed for 5th all at the same time and almost had 4th. But happy with my race car. This is definitely going to be a situation, 25 laps, going to have to manage our tires. Even there, we had a brand new tire on and it smoked it, or at least it was heading that direction. Like, it wore it really good just for a dash. So gonna have to manage our tires a little bit, still run a good pace, but But main thing is getting a good start, get in line, and then, you know, make things happen as opportunities, you know, appear. If you have an opportunity to make something happen, do it. But I think up front it's going to be difficult because everyone's just going to be, like I said, kind of in line, and until someone throws someone out of their rhythm, we're all going to be going the same speed. So no complaints about my car. I feel good. It's almost hard to give feedback because, like I said, we're all just one pace, really fast on the gas, and you know, we're just all doing our same thing. But we have 25 laps ahead of us. We're going to be rolling off from 5th and looking forward to this feature. The goal is to stay in the top 5, try to work our way forward, see what we can make happen.
Now, right as we're about to roll out on the racetrack, they did do some final track prep, mainly just touching up the bottom just to try to speed it up down there, maybe make the rest of the surface dirty, and just overall allow the surface to last 25 laps without, you know, taking rubber. Now, back at my trailer, they're making final adjustments to the 21. We also had a small issue in the cockpit that we kind of needed to resolve, so all my guys were in there real quick taking care of that. Then it was time to climb in, prepare, get ready to roll, and deliver now the best 25 laps possible I can. So really unfortunate that the yellow came out there, as we had tons of positive forward momentum. Wanted to show you this next start because we had a cone violation. I believe they think the 26 car hit the cone, or somewhere up here it got moved. You see Persley, he went below it, and long story short, the yellow came out rather quickly because this whole start got all screwed up, but they didn't penalize anyone because they couldn't figure out how the cone got hit, who hit the cone, or where it started up front. And then you can see my camera get knocked out there, but that's what happened, and now we're just going to go back green again from the same starting position.
out onto the racetrack. He certainly
Well, finally able to catch my breath from the races. And looky here, we're at the car wash. Like just now finally getting to talk to you guys after the feature. My team's working hard. Rico, the 24 guys are here. Another top 5 tonight with High Limit at Central Arizona Speedway. We put together a good A main event. Never really was able to get past that. Was in 4th early, then fell back to 5th, then kind of fell back to 6th. You know, got going, but didn't find my, my rhythm where I was, running 110%. Just kind of got caught in some spots where guys got back by, but had a good start, ran some good laps early, and kind of was just in that 5th and 6th range the entire show. Finally, later on, I was able to kind of break through and then get back into the top 5, and then kind of start running down Brad, and Justin Peck was there, Tyler Courtney, right? So like you could almost throw a blanket over the first 4 cars, and I was starting to get closer and closer as the race went on, and then started to kind of get locked down at the end with rubber, and we were able just to bring home a good top 5 finish. So really happy with where our speed's at. Feels good, like a sigh of relief, like another new racetrack, and we got lots of speed, and we're doing our job, and we're putting ourselves in the right position. Tonight was a little harder to pass too. Like I wish I could have shown you guys the racetrack. Started to get wide, but it's just so fast with the banking at that place, and just with how the bottom is, and even though it got slick, like you're still ripping, so makes it difficult to make moves. So there's minimal opportunity, and when there is a chance, you really got to pounce on it. For myself, like there was one key situation where I could have jumped into 4th, and then that maybe would have gave me a shot at the podium, and I just wasn't able to execute. Did a 2-for-1 slide job down in 1 and 2, and then almost, actually I might have hit the fence. Like I just overshot it, gave those spots back, had to keep fighting. Again, so much happened during the feature. At the same time though, there was a lot of single filing out, and just, it was what it was type deal. But so proud of my Tarlton 21 team. You see them working, they're working their butts off. Races aren't always won at the racetrack. All the hard work's done. Away from it, we're getting ready for another night. But like I said, just super happy and blessed to be in the position that I am. I'm having so much fun racing with these guys, and us clicking off High Limit top 5s is awesome. Like we just got to keep putting ourselves in position, and those top 5s turn into podiums, and those podiums turn into opportunities to wins, and the opportunities to win turn into wins, and you end up in victory lane. And really just got to believe in that and keep the process going and keep the hard work up. But anyway, thank you for watching. we are gonna end today's show. Like I said, we're not usually always at the car wash, but tonight we are. So appreciate bringing you guys along with me for the journey, and looking forward to one more night in Arizona with High Limit. Deuces.